Good to go? All right. I appreciate y'all being here. Obviously, signing day, exciting day. I've got my cell phone with me here. We're still waiting on five guys that we haven't announced. There's three of them that have signed that are waiting for things at their schools or events, or be able to announce it live, which will be a couple of really cool surprises that obviously we've worked on really hard. First, I think everybody gets up on every signing day and talks about how they've won and everything's great, and that's pretty typical. For us, this is the first class where we've had 2 full years to recruit, go through 2 full years of a cycle, and so we're really happy. That first class, when we got here, we pieced together the best way we could. There's a handful of guys there that are making a huge impact right now. I think last year's class, which I think proved to be what people talked about it being as, which was the top group of 5 class in the country and a top 50 class. I think this one, when it's all said and done, is going to end up being in the same exact vein. I think what we've done through the last year is kind of narrowed in on the guys that we feel like can come in and make an impact, certainly right away, but guys that fit totally what we're trying to build here, fit what the school is, fit what we're looking for in football players, which is really tough, really smart, really competitive guys that are coming from elite high school programs that play for elite high school coaches, that know how to work and know how to help build. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't thank everybody that's involved in the process, and I preface it with we're certainly not done. There's obviously a portal cycle. There's another signing date in February. This one goes through Friday, but obviously a huge chunk. There's 22 guys announced. I think we'll end up with probably 26 to 27 high school guys in this class, which is a really big class. But I'd be remiss not to thank everybody involved. I think coaches get a lot of credit. I think it all starts with everybody behind the scenes, from scouting and that team led by Alex Fagan, to the personnel side, and that led by Effie Levy, to the recruiting side, so much on the academics and really the recruiting planning when guys come to Tampa and guys get to experience what this place is, and that's led by Miss Taylor McDaniel and her staff, and Rylan Powell handling a lot of that as well. Our creative team, with the graphics and the videos and all of the craziness that goes into that, and Adam Abernathy and his crew. Certainly our coaches, their wives, who are at every recruiting meal, and certainly my wife, who's hosted some dinners and breakfasts, and one particular dinner where it rained and our entire yard and house got destroyed, and there was a lot of questions about marriage that day, and her involvement in the USF football program. We've come out on the other side of that. So thank you to her, if she's not watching and won't be, but maybe somebody will tell her I said thanks. Certainly our academic staff, Ms. Joellen Rome and Vanessa and that whole crew, setting up these breakfasts, and the people on campus, these professors, they don't get enough credit for coming over and meeting with these guys and spending time with them when they don't have to compliance, and Miss Hannah Delph, who has been in our office since 6 this morning. She was actually waiting on me when I got in, and the work she's done in helping us find ways to get things done. And then our financial aid office, who stayed or maybe came back in late last night, to get a financial aid agreement for a young guy that we had been battling for 2 years and finally got, and that'll get announced tonight that we had to get an agreement for that I didn't think we'd need one for. So whoever did that last night, I'm grateful for them. And then Andrew Warsaw, our general manager, who's worked incredibly hard with his team to put together this structure as we move forward from an NIL side, but certainly from a rev share side, to support our athletes, not just in football, but the whole athletic department. I appreciate our support from MK to Miss Rhea Law, to Jay Stroman, to Mike Griffin, to Will Weatherford, and that whole crew of people that we continuously ask for help and more, and they continuously tell us yes and keep doing what you're doing. So grateful to them. And last but not least, and I genuinely mean this from the bottom of my heart, I always say that our best recruiters are our own players. And I think 2 years in, we've gotten to the point where I could comfortably tell a young man and his family, like, I can sit here and give you whatever recruiting spiel you want. I think you need to go hang with our players. And I can comfortably say, go hang with our players and just ask them every question you have, because we got nothing to hide. And so I'm grateful for a bunch of guys that have taken nights out of their time to host recruits, to be around them, to sell our vision, to sell our program. And so there's some people I'm sure I missed, but a lot of people spent a lot of weekends, a lot of nights, a lot of recruiting dinners, a lot of time cutting up film. There's students in droves in the scouting department that just sit there and cut up film. There's so many people that are involved in it. I think the normal everyday person probably doesn't understand how much goes into it. But at the end of the day, to sign one of the top classes in Group of 5, football again, better than I'm sure a lot of Power 4 classes. I think when this is all said and done, it's going to be the next step in our foundation for where we're going, the growth, and continuing to build the way we said 2 years ago we would, which is building through high school talent, because we're in the greatest high school football state in the entire country, partnered up to another one of the greatest football states in the entire country, and that's where most of this class comes from, which was the vision and the hope as we got here, as we established relationships with high school coaches. We've gone out to some other areas where we have connections. We were able to go and flip some kids late that had decided to go somewhere else, and I think had continued to see what we're building. We were able to convince some guys to stay home, which continues to be one of our greatest challenges and also one of our greatest accomplishments in terms of being able to keep guys from going anywhere else. And there is, 5 guys still playing in state championship competition, whether it's the semis or a state championship game, which is really, really cool and how it should be. So I'm sure I missed some things. I'll open it up to questions, but I think more than anything, again, grateful to a lot of people that have put in a lot of work, and a lot of people that probably don't get enough credit throughout the year, but I'm truly humbled and grateful to a lot of those people. Probably should mention the bowl game got announced yesterday. We've known for a minute. We've had to keep our mouths shut. We've got actually 3 people on a flight right now out there to try to figure out exactly the best way to take an entire operation for a week and move it out to the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But I'm really excited about, one, the opponent, a really good San Jose State team that our guys have already gotten a jump start on. I got so much respect for Coach Ken and what he did at Navy for all those years, and then to go do it out at San Jose State in year 1. I think one of the finer coaches and men in our profession. So I'm so super excited to play his team. Don't know much about the team itself, but as we've started to dig a little bit, really, really explosive football team. Really excited for our players. It didn't end on Saturday.